SMT Nation, we back. Nation, we got a lot of news out of Verizon. Let's just go ahead and jump in it. There are a few stories, so I'll go ahead and throw you guys the chapter markers in the timeline, and also in the description. You'll see the segments for each part of the video for your convenience, and I hope you guys appreciate that. And if you do, like and share this video. Thank you, folks. Comment down below on any of the stories in today's video. And of course, if you appreciate the content here on the channel, want to show your love to your favorite creators, there are ways to support us there down in the description. First story out of Verizon. Verizon is the network for football fans in Seattle. All right, so we are talking about network enhancements to Lumen Field, and they've got a bunch of new 5G application type use cases where they can leverage their 5G network, both for fans and for the pros on the field. All right, so keeping fans connected during the game, you're going to get yourself some of the best network upgrades in the industry. The 5G ultra-wideband suite of connections offers you huge capacity and throughput potential. You know, you got a lot of people there, right? These stadiums in the NFL seat like, 60, 70,000 people, sometimes more. So you need capacity, and they got it, folks. They do it with the mmWave. They do it with the C-band. It's all going to be there. They got DAS systems. They got it covered. Nobody does it like Verizon when it comes to these, types of solutions. So they've got multiple macro cells in and around the stadium. They've got lots of different small cell solutions. They've got the iDAS. They've got the ODAS. The venues around the stadium are going to be souped up pretty nicely as well. And then when it comes to the actual games, you're going to get yourself a bunch of stuff to the fan experience, right? Unique use cases. I'm guessing some AR, VR type situations going on there, as well as private wireless networks for the, coaches, for the organizations that, are using the facilities there at the game. So this is pretty exciting. Verizon has a very deep partnership with the NFL. They are the NFL partner. And what's crazy about this announcement, folks, is this comes fresh off the heels of T-Mobile, signing a partnership deal with the same team, the Seattle Seahawks. All right, but Verizon, obviously, it's going to be bigger, right? They're going to be upgrading pretty much every cell site across most of this area, including mmWave. All right, Capitol Hill, Ballard, Green Lake, Queen Anne, Highline, just to name a few, right? And those upgrades have been ongoing for years. Okay, so that's pretty big. Kind of stepping on T-Mobile's toes in a way. Oh, the irony of it. But we shouldn't really be surprised, right? Because, technically, when you think about it, they are, right, the NFL partner. All right, so that's a big piece of news there. Interesting turn of events, but good for the folks there that will be using these facilities. All right, the next piece to discuss is going to be Verizon increasing the dividend for the 17th consecutive year. Okay, so what does this signal? What does this tell us? Well, obviously, this is a corporate move. When you look at Verizon's history, historically, they have always increased the dividend per share. In order to attract the investor, in order to maintain and keep the investor, you have to do something with your stock. Because, you're talking about an industry where accelerating revenues and increasing profits and margins is hard to come by. So what can you do? You got two options. You can increase the dividend, continue to pay a dividend, which, Verizon has an industry best. And then you can also do a share buyback program, which reduces the amount of, shares that are out there in the marketplace. Thus, you make every shareholder a bigger owner of the company in those shares. Okay, so they're going to go ahead and announce this. This is official news. I believe it's 66.5 cents per share, an increase of 1.25 cents from the previous quarter. They will pay out on October 10th, and this kind of shows you the commitment that Verizon has to their shareholders, right? I think they're very mindful of the shareholder. Most of the decisions they make are in regards to the shareholder on pretty much all levels. Hans is very much in tune with the shareholder. Not so much in tune with the consumer, much more in tune with the shareholder, in my humble opinion. All right, next story, and this is the last one. This one is a network update. Austin, Texas, getting the upgrades. I don't know if you guys are from this area, but they're getting a big upgrade to the tune of almost $100 million in the Lone Star State town of Austin. They'll be getting, from what we could see, 91 new small cells. All right, so that's going to add capacity. That's going to probably fill some coverage gaps potentially, probably more so the capacity piece. You're going to see 10 gig fiber circuits are going to be scaled really nicely. DAS systems being modernized and installed, right? Places like NBA arenas. I'm guessing there might be some, venues across those areas. And of course, you're getting the suite of millimeter wave and C-band upgrades across the town. 140 megahertz of spectrum, says Verizon. So that's the full C-band for that town. This is big. All right, so those are the three stories. Big upgrades to Austin, big upgrades to the dividend for the investor, and big upgrades for the Seattle Seahawks, their staff, their visitors, and the NFL. All right, tell me what you guys think of all this. Busy times at Verizon. When it comes to the network, folks, they are absolutely crushing it, doing good things there with the network. Your thoughts and opinions, welcome down below. You're all the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.